But I think you're in a good place where you had to sit there and wait for things to slow down. That means business is booming. The dark tech business is booming. That's what it says to me.
A lot's happened. A lot's happened since the last time we talked, for sure.
Word. So most definitely. So what's some of the things that has happened since we last talked? Before I go into my particulars.
I'm getting into more AI,
Mm.
and I'm starting to use AI in research for bondage, and in some of the contraptions and machines I make. I've been getting into the Nerf gun hobby and modifying Nerf guns to be impact bondage projectile weapons. So that's been a thing. And I shot with Gabby Graveyard from Vegas, who specializes in SCAT for the very first time. That was an experience as well.
And I also saw that I had the pleasure of interviewing Zuri Love, who
Zuri's great. Zuri was. I saw Zuri about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we're gonna get into all of that right after. Hello, smokers, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Y'all know who it is. I am Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. 4 sponsors to tell you about: lsworld.com, excitebunny.com, RiseCitizenMagazine.com, as well as blusharaka.com. We're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. And go over to shopgwdistrict.com and get some shopping done. Also, 5 days a week over at FullySwapRadio.com. You can listen to me chop it up with the brightest and best of our business as we give the real smoke about the industry. And also check me out on SkyHorrorAfterDarkTV.com as well as the BGP LLC app. And as you can see, this handsome, young, intelligent man who has a knack to craft things and make things. He's a guy who is definitely blowing up in our industry. We're talking about the one and only, the owner of Dark Tech. What's going on, buddy?
Just really busy. But thanks for letting me come on your show and taking some time to talk.
No doubt. So now we're going to jump into the AI because I've done episode discussing AI, what it might mean for porn down the line on it. The good and the bad of it. So how are you using AI for your business?
Well, I made a little shock machine that I hooked up to somebody, and I used AI to put correlations between their pulse and erection rate.
Ooh.
And it did and then I tried it to another person, and I did it to a third person, and the AI over time of these sessions actually improved and it trained on itself. So that's where it's really getting AI smarter is where that was interesting. So it's just in some of my devices, it's still something I'm just on the fringe of, and that's getting ready to become a very big thing.
Yes, because a lot of people, when I conversated about it, was acting like AI ain't going to get into porn real fast. I said, think again, it'll be here next year.
Yeah, and it's already here.
Yeah, basically. Because like I said, with the AI, because even to the point, like what I discussed with them was, just like we got the AI music, where they're taking artists and making songs that, you know what I'm saying, that collabo songs and stuff like that with the Drakes and all that. And I said, when it comes to AI, all we need is one of these major companies like a Brazil and stuff to drop an AI porn scene. And if people think that shit ain't gonna catch on like wildfire, you crazy. It is.
It's gonna open up a whole new generation and a whole new genre of porn. I don't think it's gonna replace porn. But I have a hunch it's gonna open up a whole category because people are always gonna want to see the real thing. And there's a lot of people that are gonna want to know that they're watching the real thing, and a lot of people will overlook it. But there will be a large amount of people that are perfectly fine and looking for and into the concept of AI porn, and
Yeah.
hopefully that, and the tools are getting cheaper, and the
Yeah.
software you need is getting easier, and
Mhm.
it will be easier to just punch in a whole prompt, and you'll get your entire whole porn scene just automatically just built right before your eyes.
Now, the concern that I voiced was, as you know, us as companies, that 2257 of our release form has a very specific statement in it that
Mm-hmm.
allows us to use their image and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
So the next step is taking porn stars, actual porn stars, and AI in it.
Well,
And go ahead. What you about to say?
no, technically, yeah, image and likeness. I I don't know if a 2257 would work, would be counted as consent for like future AI porns. Like, I don't know if I could take some of my previous models, analyze them in AI, scan them, and generate new AI porn based off those same models. Usually, I know when you're uploading stuff to like Clipster Sales or
Yeah.
ManyVids, they require 2257, which
Mhm.
is, it contains the clause that you stated. They also require individual consent forms for each scene.
But see, but what I'm saying is not the content creator, because the content creator, we're gonna be the last to get that technology.
Oh yeah, for
We,
sure.
we talking about the companies that got the money to get the technology now, such as the Brazils and all the Americas. Because there's no laws that right now dictate image, full image, because we at a place now where, just like, for example, the United Music Group sent out cease and desist to people making songs, right? But if I own your catalog, I own the masters, I kind of own the voice. So now that's a different law, legality, and the whole nine. That's where the concern comes to me, because she could take a porn star could take someone to court, and because of that statement, and they can prove that they got the image from these scenes that they paid for.
Yeah,
there's that gray area that's going to be the issue. That's why I said it has to be something in paperwork that we need to work on now to get ahead of the current, because trust me, it's going to be carved down the line, because they might fuck around and say, look, I got all this Sarah J content. I'm just using Sarah J because she's one of the famous. I'm going to make a whole bunch of scenes with just Sarah J image. I don't have to pay her. I don't have to do no overhead, none of that. Now, granted, Sarah J could probably take him to court, but that statement within that 2257, because at the same token, just like if you do a TFP, let's say photo shoot, and they have to sign a model release form.
Yeah.
The one thing a judge looks at, he says he can take your likeness and continue to make money. So you can't stop him from using the likeness. The whole key is they have to prove that the likeness that they generated came from that
person.
From not only that person, but from that scene, that bit of work. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because trust me, the record labels can sit here now and drop a Jay-Z album. If he signed to the label, they want another album. They could be assholes and sit here and do the AI shit with it. And he gonna be in court forever, and he might lose. You know, because companies are always looking for a way to make more money without spending a lot. So, you know, period. Like I said, the independent creators like us, we have the technology, but not to the level that they could do. Yeah.
That's a whole different different set of resources, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, period. Because it, like you said, even with your AI, it's kind of evolving as you're using it, you know, to make the experience of what you're doing with your scenes even better. You know, what made you decide to use AI?
So, what did you say?
I said, what made you decide to use AI?
If just experimentation. Right now, the tools that AI that I'm working with are still kind of in the hobbyist realm. We're not really too like when like a Commodore 64 came out. That's kind of like the stage we're at right now, with really hobbyist tools with it's AI is right now. It seems like it's a solution trying to look for a problem.
Yeah.
Basically, there's not, the use cases have been nice, but there
Mm.
hasn't really been a killer use case yet.
Yeah.
But we're definitely getting there.
Mm.
But it's something that's one of the tools that's on the table for people to experiment with, and the
Yeah.
prices and the level of barrier to entries for AIs has been the lowest it's ever been before. It
Yeah.
doesn't hurt to kind of play around with it.
Mm.
And
Oh
it
yeah,
could be
no,
used. You could use AI for your writing. You could use
mhm.
AI as a. I could use like a green screen backdrop for a scene and have AI generate backgrounds for the scenes as
Yeah.
we're moving. I could have AI
Mhm.
generate the music for the scene we want, and I could have. You could use it in a lot of different ways in its current form, and
Yeah.
and doesn't mean it will be better than you could put together, but maybe it will give you a base off or something, a core set of ideas that you can work off of to make your scenes better using AI.
Yeah, because even to the point, like even if let's say we are filming a real porn scene with AI, I can change the background of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for what you're saying or what have you. So if I wanted to have it in a mansion and we in a hotel, I can make it look like a mansion.
Yeah.
You know, period.
So
And
that being able to just change backdrops and certain scene elements like that is going to make a lot of creators that usually that tech would be outside of their range a lot more accessible, and
yeah,
they'll be able to do stuff that they previously haven't, even not being even that crazy computer savvy. They'll still be
yeah,
able to pull off some neat things that before would have been just within the ranks of professionals only.
yeah. Because even with now, you seeing more content creators use VR.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And and not just the companies, but the actual creators. I didn't talk to girls that have their own VR camera,
Mm-hmm.
period and everything. So it's the technology is coming faster for us compared in previous years. Because it was like even back in the day, it took a while before porn companies started to use VHS tapes and VHS cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then eventually, DVDs. Now things is moving way faster and all that. Because even with, like, I find it interesting because you were talking about, the texting and all that, the chat GP.
Mm-hmm.
We have this screenwriters guild thing going on.
Yep.
Part of that, yeah, part of that is they worried about AI their damn self writing
Mm-hmm.
scripts.
It's gonna change. It's just like radio changed things, just like TV changed things, just like the space race changed things. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
we had an emerging technology, things changed.
Mm-hmm.
And change is very, very scary to humans.
Yeah.
We do not like change. And there's going to be a lot of struggling and a lot of growing pains while we try to figure out where the best place where we're going to wind up. And hopefully everyone can hope that by the end of it, our industry will be better for it.
Yeah, because I think once the AI comes to the independent creator, I'm curious to see how that's going to be used. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, because I always say this. I said our generation become more violent, more lazy because of AI and guns. But I digress. And it's kind of like, to me, I don't want us to lose. I don't like this because I know that we're in an industry that everything is trends. But I don't want to see is the humans lose out because of AI porn here. I know there's gonna be people that don't want to watch real porn. What I'm afraid of, there's gonna be less people want to watch it and more people more interested in AI. Because we know how it is when the trend comes out. Just like you got a lot of motherfuckers getting the Oculus. A lot of motherfuckers looking to do the VR shit, versus having, the PS5 experience anymore. So it's kind of like, that's my biggest worry, is that sector that wants to watch AI is going to overtake the sector of people, customers who want to see the real shit, to the point where they don't even want to see the real shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
What potentially could happen is you're going to wind up with a lot of high saturation. You're going to have a lot of AI porn that comes out that is potentially it could even be classified as maybe just less than porn, or you're going to see there's so many providers producing it that it's going to be really cheap, and people are going to, and eventually it could actually discredit itself if people are just they can make couple $100 by producing a dozen really fast, just trashy AI scenes. People are going to hunt for either the better AI stuff or the real thing. And even the people that do shoot the real thing could potentially even increase their prices and become the real thing more novelty. Can you afford the real thing? Is what we might wind up with.
Yeah, because I would hope that would be the case. That now I can charge $30 for a fucking 10-minute scene. You know what I'm saying? Because the real porn became less. Like, just like, for example, role play scenes are now less common than just straight fuck scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we starting to see more BDSM stuff. You know, at one time you didn't hardly see it. You know, period. So of course, anything that becomes saturated, the thing that ends up becoming less, kind of does eventually makes more money, because now the real porn, you're gonna start hearing the term real porn. You watch in the next 2 years, you're gonna see motherfuckers say, "Yeah, real porn. You can watch real porn."
So I could see it eventually being served up as something that actually winds up with higher value, because it's a lot easier to put together trash AI. But also, people will masturbate off of a grainy 540-piece black and white cell phone clip.
That's what I'm saying. So shit, that's what I mean. They ain't gonna kill this shit. It's AI, man. It looks real to me.
Yeah, and also it's gonna get even better. And it's gonna get better, and it's gonna get faster, and it's gonna get even cheaper. So it's just gonna play out just like any other emerging tech. And right now, the AI has less laws on it than the internet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, I just hope that the bigger companies don't take advantage of that, because, like I said, if they're able to take an actual porn star and AI her ass up, because these companies think, we got all these companies that's right now, MTV done laid off motherfuckers. You got all these companies laid off motherfuckers. Why? Because they want to increase profits. Because the first thing they do is, you know, well, how much are we spending versus how much we make? Okay, how do I increase the between? So you take these foreign companies. If I do AI, I don't have to worry about testing, paying the people, the location, the cameraman, the director. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. They're going to spend, all I have to do is pay this company yearly, and they'll generate enough AI for me to eat. So if because I already see what's going to happen, because I saw this happen with the sex tapes. See, people don't remember that Pamela Lee and that Tommy came out. Every company started to do a sex tape with a celebrity. So soon as one of these companies do that AI shit, whether it's with a actual porn star, they AI, or they just make a complete AI, and they sit there and scream they done made $1 million or $1 billion, watch how many companies jump on that bandwagon quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because as soon as people find out that you can make a shitload of money on OnlyFans, what everybody did, got OnlyFans.
It makes you think like 2021 and 2022 were much simpler years.
Yeah, I'm saying, for real. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting here hearing the dude talking to the governments, giving us a warning about AI, saying it's developing too fast. What did y'all think was going to happen?
Well, even they're still talking about fighting about the censorship of the internet. And it's been here since 50, 70 years.
Yeah. They still ain't figured that out.
So it's something that's going to be here, that there's going to be regulation put down on, probably continually, not just at the beginning, but it's going to be something that always constantly evolves. Because you don't want to stifle innovation. but you don't want to have unchecked innovation. And it's just trying to find the sweet spot that will work for our industry and others' industries where where it will be safe and successful. And it's just going to be one of those things on top of everything else that's going on.
Yeah, cause like I said, I'm curious to see how all this is gonna play out over the next couple of years, or even the next year.
No,
that was funny.
Next 6 months. Next 6 months, we are going to be in an entire different position. ChatGPT has only been out for less than a year.
And look what he's doing. It's straight up. You know what I'm saying? And then like someone was like, you know, nah, it's gonna be a while for that AI hit porn. I said, no, it's probably already here, babe. Because the argument they said was they haven't made the program to where AI does porn. Baby, I hate to tell y'all this. They have. They just ain't unveiled it. Because all it is programming.
ChatGPT and Bard AI and Google or Microsoft Bing, they use their large language models, LLMs. And I'm not an expert on the subject, but they are put in. There are restrictions in place where they cannot talk about porn. They cannot generate porn. They cannot generate erotica. They will try, and then you'll get a big message, and it will get shut down. Yeah. There's only a matter of time until someone gets 1,000 GPUs and makes their own AI that's based off the same tech that is not overseen by anyone, and they have no safeguards or anything in place. And they release that out into the wild, and people will be able to use that engine. And that could potentially, if there's a lot of growth on it, become more powerful than ChatGPT. It's just a large language model. If you have 100,000 GPUs in a couple hours, you could train your own and not be fettered by anyone and power it yourself.
Like I said, to me, I think they're already doing it. They just ain't been unveiled yet. Because if they did the clean shit, we are dirty-minded people, okay? Humans are dirty-minded. We love watching fuck. We love. So you can't say and tell me there ain't no goddamn motherfucking dude, computer genius, that came up with the AI software for fucking. It's there. They just ain't unveiled it yet.
Yeah. Well, the porn and sex have been the core innovators of almost every technology. Technology.
Thank you for saying that, because people don't realize how much porn has helped y'all make money and innovated y'all career, innovated y'all industry.
After the very first email was sent, a few days later, the very first adult-only BBC bulletin board server fired up on the internet. That was dial-up when only less than a dozen people had internet access.
Yeah, the thing about mama was using credit cards for porn before they were using credit cards to buy books. On the internet.
So it's the biggest. If it's technology, porn will make a way for technology and will drive us to do crazy things. And definitely, artificial intelligence is here to rock. AI to rock every industry, our industry, and it's just going to do it until there's success or till everything explodes. So
so like I said, this is gonna be an interesting couple of months. So now let's talk about you rigging the N.E.R.F guns.
Okay. Is this video gonna be on the podcast?
Yes.
So I got this thing. Can I?
Go ahead. You show us your equipment, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a show and tell, if my camera will let me. So it's about 2 feet long. It's fully stocked. It's fully motorized. It will launch about 15 N.E.R.F darts a second.
Damn.
There is very few things on this planet that are made, and I spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars making it. and I want to tie someone up and completely unload. There's 900 rounds in that hopper, so I did do a little test with Gabby Graveyard last weekend, and she has such a nice ass that the darts were hitting her ass and bouncing upward and hitting her back. She has such a round ass, or such a nice, just perfect ass. So she, all I was hitting was her ass, and her whole back and her sides and her shoulders were all red, and she was laughing practically the whole time. It was so comical. It was stupid. It was great.
I'm sorry because yeah, because it's just a little thing that you'd be surprised that you can use for a fetish. You know,
all N.E.R.F is an impact. If you do impact play, it's not much different than hitting somebody with a paddle or a flogger.
Yeah, and what you had to do, you had to adjust it so it could make the marks. You know, so it could hit hard.
I had to. N.E.R.F by default, their guns are their blasters are turned down not to be to hurt somebody because they're made for kids primarily.
Yeah.
So I had to swap out a lot of the parts, swap out the batteries, swap out the voltage, and actually make it to the level where it can leave bruises and where it can actually do impact. So it's a lot of modification. But you don't want to go overboard and make something lethal.
Oh no. But what you telling me is that shit. Motherfucker can do that with a N.E.R.F. They know what they're doing.
So it's just I'm trying to find a right sign where I can be sadistically mean to someone and use, and it looks like a toy.
Yeah,
which is interesting, and it's what you would, and somebody would not expect you to pull something out from a curtain or from a playroom into a BDSM session.
Yeah,
because it doesn't, by default they don't hurt. This one does.
If you had anything to do with it, I'm pretty sure, because I haven't seen much of your work for contracting some of your machines and your play toys. So I can imagine what that gun could actually do. You know what I'm saying? Because you one that is a DIY kind of guy. You know,
that's all I made it. There's almost nothing stock about that. So.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see the visuals when you use that damn thing. Oh man, watch how many motherfuckers they look. What how many motherfuckers gonna copy your ass and go try to do the N.E.R.F shit?
Oh, it's only a matter. People will catch on to stuff when it makes money. Once people see that makes money or something, or some ideas, I don't know, how do we have an original idea? Is there such thing as an original idea anymore? You can only flog somebody so many times, so many uniquely before we wind up somebody else winds up doing it. So just yes, the N.E.R.F thing, I don't think it's completely an original idea, but it's something that if you go to Pornhub and type N.E.R.F, you don't get a lot of results.
Oh hell no.
So it's just trying to find new innovative markets for doing this type of porn, and I'm sure if it catches on, as long as people are safe and shit about it, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, because the point being is one to tap into shit that ain't nobody hardly done, because they don't want really doing the N.E.R.F shit.
Yeah,
you know. And it's to make you stand out, because it's a different way of showing an image of BDSM, showing an image of the pink, the period and everything. And what other things have you thought about that's outside of that no one have done?
I've been getting into VR. I did a scene where I put a VR headset on a model, and I brought up a camera, and I brought up a full screen theater view of that camera in the VR headset, and I zoomed it in on a camera on her ass, and I used a fucking machine on her ass, and she got to watch herself be fucked by it in first person. And she says she had never seen anything like that in her entire life.
Damn.
And if you Google VR hardware in
Yeah.
Pornhub, you see a lot of VR porn, but you
Yeah.
don't see VR hardware being used in
Mm.
BDSM contexts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that I have been being able to watch yourself third person is really interesting.
Yes, I can believe it. Because like I said, you seem like a guy that innovates a lot of shit. Period.
Nobody
How
else is
important is
doing
to
it.
be how important is to be an innovator in this business?
So how important? Not as much. Anybody can open up a porn site. Anybody can do a BDSM scene. Anybody can film doing who knows what to someone else. Put it out and they'll sell. You'll make money. But if you produce something that no one has ever seen before, you have a potential to make more money. So the real your innovation efforts will all it is a bottom line. It's just the more innovative you are, especially if it's something that no one's really ever done before, which are also some of the riskiest innovations, because you could think of maybe no one's ever done it because it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So you got to watch out for those types of scenarios also.
Yeah. So true. So shoot.
But
So no, go ahead. What you about to say? Go ahead,
but
finish.
the innovators will have a higher chance to wind up with the bigger bag when the show's done. That's essentially what it comes down to.
So shoot. So now you say you was working with. How was it working with the great Gabby Graveyard? That's her name.
Gabby's a relatively new model, and I shot with from Vegas. I got her to fly out here for a week, and we spent a week just chilling at my house and shooting content. And they are very new. They've done a lot of vanilla stuff. They haven't really done very much kinky stuff. Okay. And it was basically a crash course in what kink is and what gear is, and being able to try stuff that they've seen online and have been wanting to try in person, but wasn't really sure how to find someone or approach someone to do it. So good, very decent. It was a definitely good scene. We got over 13 videos of that shit. So and I definitely looking forward to have her back for sure.
Yeah. So you said did she do SCAT while she was with you?
Yes. Now this is why it was most interesting, because I'm trying to do stuff where people haven't done, and I've been doing this for years. But one of the things I haven't really done is shoot SCAT porn. And because it's a very niche thing. There's not very many people that are into it, and most of the models I work with do not advertise that or are into that fetish. But however, thankfully, Gabby is, and I got to have Gabby on set, and I learned a lot. She showed me how that stuff works, how shit works. This needs to be I was debating on writing a whole blog entry about it. How everything from camera angles, everything from cleanup, everything to how it's done and how it's filmed is entirely different than anything I have ever filmed before or even would have thought of. And with them as enthusiastic as they were, it was amazing because that when we were shooting the SCAT stuff, that's the biggest smile I've seen on her face.
Sure.
And it just made it and just getting to see what somebody's kink was, and especially they know how to manage it in a safe, clean environment. It was really fascinating for me to watch, and we got 2 very good videos that I am sure are going to do well for people that are into that. But that was a very good educational experience in how to do that, and I feel like my studio is a little bit ahead now, compared to where a lot of people are, because now I have that experience to be able to do that. Should I run into someone who can do that again?
Yeah, because people don't realize SCAT is a money maker because it is so niche.
It is very, very niche, but the people
and to make it even hard to find, because a lot of these sites ban it.
Mm-hmm. It's against TOS on every major platform right now.
Yeah. So to have it in your repertoire is a good thing, because once you find where you can put it, it's gonna make you money. Period. And two, I also know how innovative you are. It probably was shot in a way that people normally don't shoot SCAT, because normally how they do it is they might put it on the tripod and they go shit.
Yeah, the scene, and that's what I was also kind of neat about, how we were applying high fetish equipment and technology. Really nice cameras watching. And yeah, I'm pretty sure, like I said, people will buy anything. But this is by far probably one of the highest filmed SCAT videos we could film, just because it's real studio professional grade equipment. So that's what was making me kind of laughed after, because I know what we filmed.
We shot a professional SCAT scene.
We shot it with the same standards that I shoot the rest of my content as, which is extremely innovative and extremely high quality and done extremely well. Well lighting, well everything. And if you asked me a year ago if that's something I ever thought I would shoot, I would have said absolutely not.
Oh no, because one, the smell alone.
You manage it. Gabby showed how she sets up works with a fan, how we it's called a ventilation path. It's the term, apparently. And you set up a window to set up a fan, and set up how you do your borders and some other tricks on how to manage and mitigate the smell until it doesn't smell at all. And that's how it can be done. So that was, yes, and that's something you usually don't need to think about in kink and shooting BDSM porn. And smell management is not something I usually think about when I'm getting ready to film.
Because some women and men, bro, when they shit, that thing.
So it's just one of the steps that Gabby showed me how to manage, and how that was and that made the video a success. And I'm married and I have a great wife, and she was in the house and she didn't even say anything at all. She didn't even know what we were doing. So if she didn't notice the smell, or she didn't notice anything, I think we were pretty discreet and pretty good about it.
I think y'all did a very good job of masking that smell. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So I learned so much, and excited to run into the next person who wants to shoot content like that. It's not like my personal favorite thing or fetish, but it's definitely very fascinating for me to watch and to film. For sure. From a producer or a director perspective, it was an interesting experiment. But that's something that's really been I've been thinking about a lot lately.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sitting going through your page now. All of a sudden you did with Gabby, the tickling.
Tickling is a big seller for me. So and Gabby was very ticklish, so we wanted to get some content of that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see the gun.
It looks almost comical, right?
Oh my God. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Because like I said, with the type porn you do, the BDSM, is so people understand this is no sex involved in this. This is
there was no penetration on anything that we did.
Yeah. This is strictly kink BDSM stuff that I used to see from Germany. From the what we got here, the respiratory therapy that I've seen you doing that. Shoot, they're putting the mask on their face with the breathing apparatus and stuff of that nature and everything.
But even though I had Gabby for a week and we shot 13 videos, I only dived into about 15 to 20% of all the things we could do or we wanted to do. Yeah. There's just so much, and we got to figure out. I'm like, I want to film this, this, and this, but we don't have time to film this and this. Do you want to film this? And also your stamina is only so good doing BDSM for so many days before you start to kind of physically poop out. So it was yeah. So it's just there's so much that we wanted to try that we didn't have time to.
Well, like I said, people, y'all need to go check out his stuff. You into BDSM like that, the extreme BDSM, he's the man to watch. And with that being said, tell everybody what he can spend their money on you, brother.
What am I spending money on?
You tell them where they spend their money on you, where they can buy your content and your creations.
Darta, if you want to donate money for content to my cause, you can visit me at darttechstudios.com. And I have my Twitter, which also is darttechstudios, all one word. And I sell memberships, I sell individual clips, and if you email me and are polite, I will give you a discount code.
See, there you go. So I suggest y'all email them and be polite so you get a discount code. Or even better, don't get the discount code. Pay the full fucking price because it's fucking worth it.
It's and the money that I get helps to purchase gear, purchase modifications, transportation. Because each of these scenes, it costs in itself probably $400 per video to make, and we shoot multiple times per a month, so it gets to thousands of dollars that I'm trying to manage and control. And the more memberships I can have, the more like there's stuff I want to do right now that if I could do if I had probably more members. So there's a lot of stuff I want to get into and I want to film for people that just is out of my price range at the moment. So if we can get lots of traffic and lots of memberships, I'm really gonna turn some people's heads upside down with some of the stuff.
Most definitely. See, I feel the same when we come to my podcast. The more these people buy and spend money on the premium smoke room, that's right, people. The premium smoke room, because the best smoke is always premium. We get more candid, we get more racy, we get more crazy, we get more wild. A tit might pop out. Hey, they might even suck on a lollipop to show their head skills. You don't know unless you subscribe. 5 premium podcasts, soon to be 6, because the Blasian Goddess hour is coming back for $4.99 a month, and you can only find it on Spotify. Just like this video here will only be on Spotify, but it's for the Smokers Lounge. So check out the Premium Smoke Room, and please like, comment, and like I said, get a membership, because just like him, the more money I make, the more I can make content, the better my content would look, and the more I could do to bring to y'all. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You haven't learned anything. Smoke this over. Mr. Dark Tech, tell everybody goodbye.
Bye.